All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here again, talking about real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. So, the unlikely duo of Robert Plant and Allison Kraus return after a 14-year hiatus after their very weird but excellent album Raising Sand back in 2007. I remember when that came out and I'm like, okay, because I I knew about Alison Krauss. She was a country star, but more of a bluegrass, roots rock country star, really earthy and very organic. And of course, Robert Plant, right, who for years I've been saying, here's the way you do the Led Zeppelin reunion. You unplug everybody. Obviously, you bring Jason Bonham back in and you do some nice, cozy gigs. You don't sing a whole lot of love. Your focus is on, all the acoustic stuff, which there's plenty of music for the band to do. And you could rework some of those songs, much like the way Eric Clapton has done over the years. And his latest effort is proof that you can, still play these songs and redesign them and get a positive response. Anyway, the Alison Krauss, Robert Plant duo, the voices, the blending is just spectacular. And it's so weird and so unique. And Plant's voice has aged, but it has aged well if he's not going to try to do anything too extreme. His voice still sounds very nice, especially next to Alison Krauss, who sings like an angel. All right. So you bring them back after 14 years, and their new album is set to come out. And people are very much looking forward to this new album after a 14-year hiatus. The song Can't Let Go is already out there. Produced by T-Bone Burnett, who I absolutely love as a producer. I can't think of any T-Bone productions that I don't like. He's very traditional. He's very rootsy. So Raise the Roof is the new record, which is the follow-up to Raising Sand. Interesting how the word raise got in there. Alison Krauss now 50 years old, Robert Plant 73, and a whole bunch of music coming out tomorrow. You might be able to get a copy over at Target. My problem with Target is they tend to use CDs and LPs as decorations. They're not really that concerned about what's in their inventory. I remember when I went to buy Traces, the Steve Perry album, and it wasn't there. Even though it was advertised, they had a sign where it was supposed to be, but no album. And I tapped somebody on the shoulder. I'm like, excuse me, where's the new Steve Perry album? Oh, I think it's in the back room. So again, we're living in a new era where if you want a physical copy of something, it's a real pain in the ass for the people who apparently work in these stores to actually stock the albums. And they're probably thinking no one's going to come in and buy this. Based on the reviews I've read so far, this might be something you'd want to check out. Now, for those of you who long for the days of the long hair, Robert Plant still kind of has long hair. I think he cut it a little bit for some of the photo shoots for this new album because he looks so weird next to Alison Krauss, who's this sweet little country girl. And then you got Robert Plant, the rock Adonis, who comes in and he's got a lot of facial hair and he's starting to look like a character from The Wizard of Oz. But in any event, he's Robert Plant, and I know many of us long for those days when Robert Plant was screaming the high notes and hitting the highest rafters in arenas all over the United States. Those days are done. They're done. And for people who really want maybe something a little different in their collection, but yet familiar and uniquely produced, very organic. It appears there aren't any musical gimmicks going on here. Raising Sand was a pretty straightforward album, and it appears that Raise the Roof is going to follow in its footsteps. Again, Allison Kraus, just a wonderful singer and a great musician all around, by the way. She's just a one-woman wrecking crew. And Robert Plant, who still sounds great at 73, that sound that he has had maybe for about 30 years, where his voice matured a little bit more. Not expecting him to sing any high notes on this record. It's not really necessary. I just think, again, if you unplugged everybody, if you wanted to do some kind of a Zeppelin reunion, that's the way you do it. And I don't think anybody's feelings would be hurt if we all went out and saw, Zeppelin unplugged acoustic. I think you could sell 1 billion tickets for that. Apparently, Robert Plant doesn't want to have anything to do with that. I think Jimmy Page and Jason Bonham, I don't know how John Paul Jones even feels about this stuff anymore, because he's just never consulted or never included in anything, any discussion about this stuff. But I think we can kind of put that whole Zeppelin thing to bed and just celebrate great music with Allison Krauss and Robert Plant. Again, the new album coming out tomorrow, it's called Raise the Roof. So far, it just is great on the ears, and certainly something you might want to add to your collection. All right, done with this video. See you soon.